All right, we're going to pick up where we left off on page 40. How we create our states and behaviors. Internal representations, what and how we picture in our mind, what and how we say and hear in our mind. Behavior, verbal, say, physical, do, change, skin color, breathing, state. Physiology, posture, biochemistry, nerve energy, breathing, muscular tension, relaxation. Think of it. When you're feeling physically vibrant and totally alive, don't you perceive the world differently than when you're tired or sick? The condition of your physiology literally changes the way you represent and thus experience the world. When you perceive things as being difficult or upsetting, doesn't your body follow suit and become tense? So these two factors, internal representation and physiology, are constantly interacting with each other to create the state we are in. And the state we are in determines the type of behavior we produce. Thus, to control and direct our behaviors, we must control and direct our states. And to control our states, we must control and consciously direct our internal representations and physiologies. Just imagine being able to be 100% in control of your state in any moment in time. Before we can direct our experiences of life, we must first understand how we experience. As humans, we receive and represent information about our environment through specialized receptors and sense organs. There are 5 senses: gustation or taste, olfaction or smell, vision or sight, audition, or hearing, and kinesthesis or feelings. We make the most of the decisions that affect our behavior primarily using only 3 of these senses: the visual, auditory, and kinesthetic systems. These specialized receptors transmit external stimuli to the brain. Through the process of generalization, distortion, and deletion, the brain then takes these electrical signals and filters them into internal representation. Thus, your internal representation, your experience of the event, isn't precisely what happened, but rather a personalized internal representation. The conscious mind of an individual can't use all the signals being sent to it. You'd probably go stark raving mad if you consciously had to make sense of the thousands of stimuli ranging from the pulse of blood through your left finger to the vibration of your ear. So the brain filters and stores the information it needs or expects to need later, and allows the conscious mind of the individual to ignore the rest. This filtering process explains the huge range in human perception. Two people can see the same traffic accident, but give utterly different accounts of it. Okay, we got to take an intermission. I got to use the restroom. Intermission. Got to use the restroom. The filtering process explains the huge range in human perception. Two people can see the same traffic accident but give utterly different accounts of it. One may have paid more attention to what he saw, another what he heard. They saw it from different angles. They both have different physiologies to begin the perception process in the first place. One may have 20/20 vision, while another may have poor physical resources in general. Perhaps one had been in an accident himself and had a vivid representation already stored. Whatever the case, the two will have very different representations of the same event, and they'll go on to store those perceptions and internal representations as new filters through which they will experience things in the future. There's an important concept that's used in NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. The map is not the territory. As Alfred Korbisky noted in his Science and Sanity, important characteristics of maps should be noted. A map is not the territory it represents, but if correct, it has a similar structure to the territory, which accounts for its usefulness. The meaning for individuals is their internal representation is not a precise rendering of an event. It's just one interpretation as filtered through specific personal beliefs, attitudes, values, and something called meta-programs. Perhaps this is why Einstein once said, whoever undertakes to set himself up as a judge in the field of truth and knowledge is shipwrecked by the laughter of the gods. Since we know how things really are, since we don't know how things really are, but only how we represent them to ourselves, why not represent them in a way that empowers ourselves and others rather than creating limitations? The key to doing this successfully is memory management, the forming of representations that consistently create the most empowering states for an individual. In any experience, you have many things you can focus on. Even the most successful person can think of what isn't working and go into a state of depression or frustration or anger. Or he can focus on all the things that work in his life. You know what? I don't feel like reading. I'm going to just go like this. You're going to have to read it yourself. And I'm not even going to do... Okay, we're done. You're going to have to pick up a copy of Unlimited Power. Get it yourself. Sorry, I'm tired. Going to sleep.